This episode of After Dark is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Thanks for your continued support.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative topical podcast show for adults from the Boss Rush Network. It's your boy, LeRon, back in here. It feels like it's been a while, even though it's only been a week. But yes. So, we've got a good panel for you guys tonight. I'm going to introduce the guest first, because he's my favorite. The one, the only, the incomparable Matt Kiel is back in the house with us. It's been a while.
Very comparable, sir.
Well, I learned something new about you, and it has to do with your age. Like I'm
44.
I aged you down very. I was thinking mid-30s.
Oh yeah, I told someone at work that I'm 44 the other day, and she was like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm 44." She's like, "Wait, are you married?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm married and I have a son. We've talked about this. How did I not put that together? You know, I feel like there's a lot more going on your side of the conversation than mine right now. But yes, I'm married. I'm married. I have a son, and it's hi. Like, I don't know what to tell you anymore. I gotta scrub in and do this angiogram. Sorry.
Well, it's a weird thing for me because I always age people like younger for the most part. Even people who are old, you know, I age them down. You know, like I don't know. Like I don't like the odds of me actually correctly guessing your age, especially if you're in your fourth decade, is very, very slim. You know, stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, I'm in my fifth. You do know that. You do. I'm in my fifth now. Because when you hit 50, you've lived 5 decades. So from 40 to 50 is your fifth decade.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. So
on After Dark we do math.
So that means that means I'm stepping into my 6th decade in like a year and a half now. Because I turned 40. I turned 49. I turned 49 in 2 months.
You do not look. I still would have guessed me older than you, LeRon.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, you know what? I do have the luxury of actually looking younger than I actually am and stuff like that. And thank God you know, my body hasn't like started feeling my age yet, or that would be a problem.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
Right.
I still only feel my knees barely.
Speaking
of knees,
bodies. Speaking of bodies that look and feel their age. Hey Corey, how's it going?
Wow. I don't know if that's a compliment or
Actually, no. Actually, no. No, that was definitely an insult, because I tell you what, man, with the amount of weight you've lost, man, you look young as fuck.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks. I do my best. You know, I almost shaved this tonight, but I
shedding pounds and years, sir.
Close, man. I am close. Getting there. Getting there. I'm yeah.
I tell you what, you were looking pretty good in all those picks from PAX, man. I tell you what, man, it's like, dude, like that's my boy Corey, like, man.
LeRon, don't let your boyfriend hear that.
I told my boyfriend, I was like, man, like Corey's been slimming down. He looks good.
91 pounds.
Congratulations.
What's taking you so long to hit that 100? What is it? Are you just trying not to have a crash or whatnot?
No, honestly, since we got back from Disney, I kind of have been like off the diet train. I mean, I've been on it, but like I will sneak a snack here and there, and it's slowed down the progress.
Couple of cheat weeks. I see how it is.
Yeah. Well, not weeks, but like more like you know, in between meals I will have, oh, there's some M&Ms there. I'll snack on some of them, or you know, how LeRon keeps that, you know, Costco sized dumpster of gummy bears under his desk.
That's not what that is. It's sad I had to look. Like I haven't had,
Game. What is it?
I haven't had gummy bears. I haven't had gummy bears like in a while. Like I have like candy phases to go through that I go through. And before I even talk about the candy phases I go through, let me just go ahead and just introduce PK Power Pat Klein back to the show because he's always here with us.
Boss has his own candy phase himself.
Here.
Except when he's not here.
Yep. It's me, your boy, PK Power. Wishing he had gummy bears right now because gummy bears sound great.
Gummy bears do sound great, and I really wish Corey hadn't said anything because now, like,
gummy candy is like my Achilles heel.
It is definitely mine. It is definitely mine. Like I have no impulse control with gummy candy, and you know what I've been really jonesing for lately. Like the traditional gummy worms, I've been jonesing not the sour gummy worms, just the traditional gummy worms.
I mean, they're a good time, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so my candy phases. I have really weird candy phases because I will go back and forth between there's a trifecta right now for me. It's Lifesaver gummies, it's Starburst jelly beans, and
those are classic.
Lifesaver gummies, the Starburst jelly beans. Why did I just blank out on the third one? I'm sorry, Starburst jelly beans, Lifesaver gummies, and damn, like why did the third one just get out of my head?
Fun
Fruit
dip.
based, chocolate based,
huh?
Fruit based, chocolate based.
Peanut M&Ms.
There we go.
And guess what? All those come in those
gallon size jugs.
Yeah, the Sam's Club jugs. Yeah.
The ones that are guaranteed to give you diabetes in one sitting.
You know what? I'm not trying to brag, but I'm actually shocked every time I go to the doctor and have blood work and labs drawn and stuff like that. And they're like, man, your A1C is ridiculous. They have never said that. And like one time, like the nurse practitioner even asked me. She was like, do you eat any sugary stuff? And I was like dying of hysterical laughing in my head because I was like,
girl, that is all I eat is sugary stuff.
Because I'm like, if you knew, if you knew.
I have to put sugar on my sugary stuff to sweeten it up.
I joke all the time. Like I take coffee with my sugar. Yeah, like yeah, like my boyfriend is like, how do you drink this? I was like, listen,
with my mouth.
If the coffee's bitter, I'm not going to enjoy it. You know, that's why I can't. You people who drink straight black coffee are insane. Like you're psychopaths. I'm sorry.
You know, I'm going to therapy for a reason, LeRon.
So you take your coffee black with no cream?
Most of the time, yeah.
I can't. I can't. I'd rather.
Now, I will say what makes it even worse is when you get like cold brew black.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you're drinking cold, bitter water. And I'm like, yes. And it warms
yeah. He don't love himself.
This is the only way I can steal something.
No,
oh my God. Yeah.
I cannot stand the taste of coffee, but for some reason I like my chai lattes. I don't get it. Yeah. Unless it really tastes like coffee.
I love dessert. I love dessert coffees. So yeah, like they've got to be sweet.
I mean, I'm in a job where luckily we have a lot of reps that will offer to buy us coffee. So if I'm buying coffee for myself, straight black, because I need to save as much money as I can. But if they're buying coffee, I'm getting a caramel macchiato with extra shots and the whip, because if it's a free treat, it's going to be a free treat.
Here, here.
Free treats. That's what After Dark's all about.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I have a serious like sugar fee, but I think people have noticed like lately on a lot of these podcasts, like I'm hardly ever eating stuff like while we're on the podcast, and I'm not sure like what switch flipped on me. Like I know last week Corey caught me eating the zebra cake, one like the king size zebra cakes, like Corey caught me. He even put in chat LeRon's eating a zebra cake.
And then you're like, yes, because I'm an adult and I've
Mhm.
earned this.
Yes, I am quite the fat ass. Yeah. Yeah. I will not deny it.
But zebra cakes are so good, though.
They are.
Zebra cakes are amazing. Okay, so right now the Wawas in town, like all their personal size, like little Debbie snacks are two for $4. And right now, like what they have in stock are the zebra cakes, the nutty bars, the oatmeal cream pies, and the and what's the other one? I'm missing one. Shit. Actually, wait. Oh,
Do they
yeah,
do the,
yeah.
do they do the
Yeah,
star clusters as well?
no, they don't have the star clusters. They have the brownies with the fake M&Ms in them.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't like them. If they had the Swiss rolls, oh my god.
Like I don't get like everything about me knows that those things are bullshit. And if you take them separately, they're garbage, but together they're absolutely crack to an addict.
Exactly. So like right now, I'm as long as they have that 2 for $4 special, I'm guaranteed to spend $8 because I walk out there with at least 4 snacks.
So I forget where you're in Virginia, right?
I'm in Virginia, yeah.
So do you guys have Tasty Cake at your Wawas?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do,
Okay.
and they can be dangerous too.
So-
That's akin to crack for me.
I was just asking because I grew up in the Midwest,
Mm-hmm.
and when I left the Midwest, shortly after I left the Midwest, like Hostess was gone for a while. So like,
Like there was like a Hostess apocalypse. I don't understand.
yeah, like they went
The Twinkie died.
they went out of business, and like, you know,
Oh, that's right.
so,
That
like,
is what
all
happened.
of those things that I grew up with, like their cupcakes, the Twinkies, their ho hos, the Drake's line that they have, the coffee cakes, which are really good.
Mhm.
All of their apple pies, like all that was gone. So I had to try and acclimate to Tasty Cakes. And I thought, I still think Tasty Cake is largely inferior. I've come around to like some things.
Compared to Hostess, yeah,
Tasty cake, coffee cake, though.
Yeah, no,
I love
absolute
those.
S tier. Yeah, like Tasty Cake did. If Tasty Cake only did that, I would buy it. They also do these chocolate bells that are very good too. But like I don't see a whole lot of Little Debbie stuff at the Wawas here, which makes me sad because I love a zebra cake. I love
you're in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, Philly.
Yeah. Okay.
But I could do a zebra cake. I could do a nutty bar. Those are the best from Little Debbie.
Yeah, like
the strawberry Swiss rolls are good too.
Remember my God, yeah. Corey's about to wreck, but Corey's about to
I'm giving myself a Swiss roll over here. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it.
Corey's about to wretch, but I love peanut butter. I love peanut butter desserts, and like the nutty bars are amazing.
Mm-mm.
No. You don't like peanut butter at all, Corey?
No.
I know that.
That's because Corey's soul is dead.
Matt, we literally have
value, Corey.
I think we literally have a B-sides episode called Peanut Butter where we talked about this.
And I don't remember that because
oh man.
That's unfortunate. Well, I mean,
peanut butter M&Ms, Corey.
What?
Peanut butter M&Ms.
He doesn't like peanut butter. Why would he eat that?
No.
Because it's an M&M, so maybe it hides
I'm not really a big fan of peanut butter M&Ms myself, though, and I love peanut butter. I'm not really a big fan of it.
peanut butter is gross. The only thing, here's the only, peanut butter, the only way I'll eat peanut butter is if it's honey peanut butter and it's on toast.
Okay.
Now Corey turned me on to that, like the honey peanut butter. I didn't even know that existed.
That's a solid combo right there. Yeah,
that I will admit that's a good combo.
That's the only way I'll eat peanut butter.
But see, now here's where I would say, like, have you ever had a Reese's peanut butter cup?
Have I?
Yeah.
I mean, I have, and I didn't enjoy it.
Wow, that's wild because like the sweet and oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like the sweet and the salty. I think that's honestly why a peanut butter cup is so good. It's the sweet, the salty, and the creamy texture of it. I think that's why the peanut butter cups are so good. Like it's like a go to for most people.
It's a good ratio of chocolate and peanut butter together.
Well, it's also like an adequate flavor profile too. Like there's actually science behind why it's so
good. Like the sugar to salt ratio. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, and that's honestly why we're fat as Americans. It is because they do it.
No.
Well, I
don't think it's the peanut. I don't think that responsibility.
It's not peanut. It's not peanut butter. I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about like the science that went behind, like like how like our restaurant business is the way it is. Because like I mean like, okay, if you look at French dining, dining, like a lot of American cuisine takes hints from French dining, of course. But at the same time, we also have like poor Southern roots, and stuff like that. So that also influences our American dining and stuff like that. But categorically, there are more overweight people in the United States, proportionately than there are in France. And France, like France is supposed to be the blueprint of food, even though like I like French cuisine, but French cuisine is not the first place. If you give me a choice of French, Mexican, good old fashioned American, or Chinese, like French is not anywhere in the top 3.
Yeah, no, same.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't really think of too many French food.
Well, see, most of the French food in America culturally exists predominantly as an idea of high society.
Yeah, that is true.
And movies have propagated that since like the 50s, where the only fine dining you can have is French food. But
which is weird. Why is French cuisine on a pedestal like that? French food is good, but why is it on a pedestal like that?
Exactly.
French cuisine.
Yeah, like the only thing I think of is the stuff that's like illegal to make, like foie gras. Like you can't get that anywhere because
I didn't think I've had
like most places. Like I think for a little bit now, it's actually been a crime to make. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been
because it is actually just it is literally the result of abuse.
It's animal abuse.
But like I think I've had some French things. I've never eaten at a French restaurant in the US. I've eaten at French restaurants in France. It was fine. But
I've eaten at French restaurants in France, and I didn't in all honesty, I feel like it was not some of the best food I've eaten. Now flipping that, like French cuisine over in the United States, I've eaten in a couple French restaurants. We have 2 really nice French restaurants in Williamsburg, and that food is amazing.
Right. So and it's also like there's the cultural image of it and then the actual experience of it. And a lot of the time as Americans, like we go to like, I go to Italian food because that's what I grew up eating. You mentioned, Southern country roots. So like there's a lot of that has infused its way into the American culture because everybody has sort of gone everywhere else. And then you also had in like the late 90s, early 2000s, you had, the ascent of Guy Fieri and, dumps, dive bars and all of that. Or dumps, diners and dives or whatever it was. But all of that has sort of become commercialized in a way that like higher echelons of chefs are like looking to that, going, I bet you I can make a better version of that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like the movie Ratatouille is actually a really good is a really good example of this, because he impresses the critic with a peasant dish rather than something of high society, as it were. And that's, food's cool, man. But also, like, just because someone tells you certain food is the best doesn't necessarily mean you'll like it the most.
Yeah, like don't dig your own grave with your fork and your knife. That's what that's the lesson to learn from this bit of the conversation.
And I had to relearn that Corey doesn't like peanut butter.
Doesn't like what? Peanut butter? Yeah.
It's okay, Matt.
That's why I warned him. I was like, Corey's about to retch when I say this, but and then I said it.
I said, Matt, I forgive you.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Anyway.
All right. Well, you know what? We got a show to go through. So before we actually get into the meat and potato of the shows, I just want to go ahead and just let you know that if you would like to support the Boss Rush After Dark and the Boss Rush Network, head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network and get started. With access, you can get this show 2 weeks early and ad free, and also other perks like early access to other podcasts, voting rights, and more at the tier that's right for you. Again, that's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. And of course, if you cannot contribute to the show financially, it's no big deal. Your viewership and listenership are enough for us. If you're watching the video right now, please subscribe to the video, leave a thumbs up on this video, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new episodes go live. Also, leave us a comment. We love interacting with that stuff, or at least like seeing what y'all are saying about us, If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave our show a 5-star rating and a nice review. This all really helps with our visibility and discoverability. Remember, you can always find new episodes, articles, reviews, and more over on our website at bossrush.net. Now, it's time to get into the topics.
Let's do it.
Actually, instead of doing topics, let's do questions first. Because I love the fact that everyone's writing into us now and actually engaging us and learning more about what we tick. So we don't always have to talk about like the naughty stuff that we do behind closed doors and when the lights are out. Even though you guys are asking us some of those questions, but it is what it is. So, kicking it off, Amanda writes via an email. Hi everyone. I want to thank you for answering my question last week on the podcast. It was really sweet, and I love all of your answers.
Sorry, it was really 2 weeks ago.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Well, she said 1 week, but it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Now I remember. I remember her question too. Now, okay, so here we go. Where do I find men or women? I'm not opposed to trying something new at age 48. It might be fun too, like you. Oh, I feel bad because Stephanie should have been here to help out with this one.
Well, she abandoned us to go on vacation, so it's us. It's dudes now.
Well, first of all, like I will say this, Amanda, if you're having a sexual awakening, kudos to you because there's nothing wrong with it, and we are judgment free here.
Same. Have that awakening, embrace it, enjoy it. If it ends up not being for you, at least you tried. Be who you are. Be who you want to be.
Now, I believe when we answered Amanda's question in our last show, we talked about the fact that the dating apps can be a bit of a cesspool and stuff like that. Unfortunately though, like sometimes that's where you have to go. But one thing I've learned is like if you wind up in like an activity group, or you find a hobby or something, or like join like a sports league or something like that. 9 times out of 10, you will find someone that has like a lot of the same likes and interests that you do, and you might wind up finding yourself with a compatible match, whether that be a male or female, or depending on how adventurous you are, they could be somebody who's non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
You do you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things. Like it's like I honestly say like you'll find love where you least expect it.
Yep. My advice is don't look anymore.
Yeah.
I have not heard the episode about the previous question, but if you are exhausting. If you are done with dating apps, literally log out, delete your profiles, take some time. Honestly, and I hate to say it this way, but like date yourself for a while, and then try.
There is nothing wrong with dating yourself.
No, I agree.
As a
But
matter of
that's all.
fact,
But like saying that, it feels like cliche. You know?
yeah, it does. It feels like there's a bit of cringe to it. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But throw yourself into something you're super interested in, and then when you, because that wave will crash and head back to shore as it always does. And at that point, re-up, maybe you'll see a new, because like all of these things are algorithm based anyway. And like when I was dating, I was on several apps at once, and it got to the point where I would start seeing the same people over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I would basically leave that one and say, okay, what's going on this one? And then I hate to say it this way, but like I would start dating somebody else because of that algorithm. I mean, eventually that's how I met my partner. It's how I have my son. Like, so it, and when you're least expecting it to happen, that's when it'll happen.
Just to bring you up the speed real quickly, Matt. Amanda wrote to us recently, and Amanda had just recently gone through a divorce and separation and divorce and stuff like that, and complimented us on the fact that like discovering the After Dark podcast is kind of how like like it helped her with her self esteem and like the stuff that she was going through, and actually got her to a point where she felt like she was comfortable enough to start getting back into a relationship and into looking for
That's
relationships
cool.
like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, like we loved her for that, and it's awesome that like she's sticking with us. So
Yeah.
hopefully we're giving you some wonderful advice, Amanda. If not, please critique us and let us know. Hey, like hey jackasses, like you said this shit and it was wrong. Let us know. Corey, Patrick, you guys want to take a stab at it?
Well, considering the fact that I am not successful in the dating world, I don't know where to find people like us.
Yeah.
If I did, I'd probably.
You find people like us by hanging out the nerd shit.
I mean, for real? I'm doing that. But it's.
Well, and like it's also just because you hang out of these doesn't mean you're going to find someone compatible. It's because more often than not, as when I went through my divorce, I was genuinely hoping to find somebody more into this side of the nerddom than I ended up finding. When I did find women who said they were into this shit, like a lot of the times they were just like, oh, I really only know Mario. And I'm like, well, then let me tell you about this. And ultimately they didn't want to hear about it. And I'm like, well, then what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And then that also wasn't like, I'm not going to date you because you don't like video games or you're not as into cinema as I am, or you don't like the same music I like. But more often than not, it was because we couldn't have a conversation. And they weren't interested in sort of sharing my stuff. It's not like they have, like, Reba and I will play video games together every so often, but it's not like she's not hopping on Helldivers to play with me. I don't expect her to, but it's cool that every so often we can co-op some Spelunky together, or we can pull out Adventure Pals and do that, or we'll play like Ultimate Chicken Horse or whatever. I'm not expecting her to have a 4-hour gaming session with me, but the fact that she like goes a certain amount of distance to meet me at my interest, rather than say like, well, I don't want to hear about it. I just want to, because ultimately with the others, it just felt like they just wanted a partner or a significant other because all of their friends had significant others, or they were looking to get married again because they were looking for the romance. And I don't know. But when I stopped looking, I found Reba. Like when I was done, I found Reba.
Yeah.
And my parents were kind of mad because I was literally weeks away from moving back home, and then I met her, and I'm like,
that hussy stole you from them.
I'm like, Mom, I think I need to see how this one's gonna work. And she's like, oh no. I'm like, you might be right. and then we got married. And
Hey, yeah, your mom got a grandchild out of it.
yeah,
So
she has her first grandchild.
I think she won the lottery there.
Yeah. Yeah, don't tell her that. But yeah, you'll find something when you stop looking. I promise you.
Yeah, you will. The online dating stuff, though. I met my wife online.
Same. I met both my wives online.
Ooh,
my current boyfriend's online. Let me think. Hold on a second. Actually, my past few relationships have been all people I've met online, either through a dating app or through something. One relationship I had was being hooked up by somebody. Another and a couple of them have been kind of like natural, organic, like like kind of saw someone across a room or like in the checkout aisle and stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, like it just happens, like and always. And I say be on the lookout for it, be inviting for it, or open for the most part. But also don't just run after everything, if that makes sense.
I have Zelda, and that's all I need.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Kiel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.
This is a two-part question. There's more. All right. So, anyways, Amanda continues. My question is this: when I've been on these dating apps and they haven't been quite what I'm looking for, have you ever tried online dating? We pretty much answered that question.
Yeah.
If so, how did you approach it, and what did you look for? How did it end for you? And thanks again. Love, Amanda. Okay, so I originally started answering the first part of the question by saying, like, the dating app scene can be a literal like shit show. Like it really can. Like Corey, in one of our sessions where it was just me and Corey on After Dark. Corey asked me like some of the successes and fails of like me dating, being a queer person, and I was like, man, like one thing's for sure, like you may find yourself, if you're in a certain demographic, being objectified, and objectification happens a lot easier for women and people of color than they do for I'm sorry, white guys like the friends on my panel there. Now, that not being said, that they can also not be objectified, because between the three, Corey, Matt, and Patrick, they can all be objectified for their looks, for their status, where they're at in their jobs and things of that nature and stuff like that. Like, I mean, in all honesty, I'm objectifying Matt right now because he works in the medical field.
I'm not a doctor.
It does not matter. It does not matter. You're paid.
Fair. This is true. I do get a paycheck.
No, you don't just get a paycheck. You get a good paycheck. Yeah.
Depends on the year.
Depends on the year. Yeah.
If I made what I made 5 years ago, yes.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I have never. So when I first started working a full-time, like, career-ish job, I drove a semi for Pepsi. And those first 3 years that I drove that semi, I've never made more in my life since those, because as a 21-year-old, I pulled over $100,000
Oh man.
because it was straight commission. I got to set my own hours. Like, I'd have 2 days a week where I worked like 13 hours. And then, Thursday and Friday, I was home by 3 o'clock, and I
Mm.
got paid every week. I had zero responsibility, and I spent that money exactly like it. Because I was still a dumb kid. I don't think I really grew up until I had moved to Philly, and like, I feel like 28 to 32 was when I started to become an adult.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, like I don't make that now. I would kill for that now, because it wouldn't be so hard to just have Reba as a stay-at-home mom as it is. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, most of my forays into online dating, like they like for the most part, like nothing bad happened. I will say that now, and I've admitted this on few podcast recordings before. Like I usually am the person that winds up getting dumped, and I'm not sure if it's because I have just some glaring character flaw or whatnot. But yeah, like sometimes my breakups are kind of hard. If I'm being honest. Um, Basically, like when I actually got back out there, like the last the current relationship I'm in now, like I took like a hiatus from like actually looking for a relationship. Like it's not like I went celibate, because like I was still managing to find sex, like, but like it was like I was just not looking for a relationship. At least not on the romantic level and stuff like that. So it was literally one of those things where I ultimately um and it just rewind back to like last week, the last podcast, the last Boss Rush After Dark, where I talked about like the episode of Star Trek Discovery, that there was a line from it that basically it was what I needed to hear at that time, that made me like like say like, okay, it's time to get back out there and start trying to actively date and find something for me and stuff like that. So yeah, that's but my approach ultimately is just kind of know your own self-worth as far as what you're bringing to a relationship, and then don't try to basically put people on pedestals. Like, yeah, like of course fine people they're going to check like the boxes for you, but ultimately no one's going to check every single box. And by the way, there is no such thing as the one. No such thing as the one. Like in your head, you think they're the one, but they're the 1.8, or like the 1.1. Like is never like the absolute one and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like you're gonna wind up in the relationship or like in the marriage or whatnot, and there's always gonna be something that's like, man, like I do I really like you right now? Stuff like that. Like, and also like we kind of like romanticize like what the perfect person is for us, and like there's always and that person's always going to do something that like it falls short of what you think of it. Now I'm not saying that they're going to disappoint you or break your heart or something, but they're going to do something that just throws you, and you may wind up questioning yourself and like, wait, what? Did I really just like experience this and whatnot? But it doesn't mean that like it invalidates like the love or whatnot, unless they're doing something that like breaks one of the tenets of like how you hold a relationship and stuff like that. So yeah, just know all that, and I'm gonna stop talking now.
so I kind of want to disagree with you on the one.
Okay.
Don't let
Not
them
and
know that they're not the one.
well, see, like the thing is, and I've learned in I've learned a lot in my relationship with my wife now. Like, I think that I mean, I feel like I've been lucky. My first wife, Deanna, like she and I are still friends. When I met her and when I proposed to her, she was the one. But I don't think that don't think that really changed, but I think because we changed as people and grew in different trajectories, that's where the disconnect happened. That's where the fading started. And it got to a point where we were just going, our paths were branching too far away from one another. So ultimately, we had the choice to either stay together and resent each other, or part and possibly salvage a friendship. And I think we've made the right choice. Reba is also the one, but I've also seen in this marriage so far how we've both grown and changed together, and we've always managed to make sure that our paths aren't too far from each other. And there's a lot more partnership, which is why I always I don't say she's my wife most of the time. I usually say she's my partner, because this feels like a team effort to me. Whereas Deanna, if I ever said the word partner, she'd be like, no, we're not coworkers. But really, in a relationship, especially when you become a parent, like, yeah, you are coworkers now. You are coworkers, and that child is the CEO. Like,
that child is,
but like that's also something that can't really be codified and unified for everybody to experience. It's always going to be subjective. And like, I do agree with what you said. Not everybody, you won't find someone that checks all the boxes, but you do have to find the one where the compromises you'll have to make to stay with them aren't selling yourself too short.
That's honestly where my headspace was at, because like what I was thinking while you were saying all this is like, like no one's gonna be 100% like emotionally compatible with us, romantically compatible with us, sexually compatible with us. I mean, like there's like I may have some kinks that my boyfriend, or I say kinks, like kink is not a bad word. Like it's,
No, it's not.
like I might have some sexual thrills that, like my boyfriend's not about, and I'm pretty sure like he has some sexual thrills that I'm just like,
You're in
I don't know. I don't know if I can pull that off. It's something. And
maybe with some stretching. I don't know.
and also, like sometimes like I think the emotional balance is the one that gets a lot of people, because like because for sure, like like sometimes like people are like, because like they've lived their lives like like with like whatever emotional barriers or like whatever, or like territories or boundaries or whatever and stuff like that. Sometimes it can be a little jarring for the person that like is attached to them for the lifelong haul and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that, and that's kind of what I didn't mean like there's no such thing as the one. I'm sorry.
No, it's honestly, and I wasn't trying to like come at you with it. I was just just trying to state like another way. But I think what you said is really smart. Like what you said was pretty on there. I just thought like from a different, my twist was a little different, and that's why I felt the need to say it. So
yeah, I mean, in the back of my mind, I feel like my boyfriend's the one. I mean, after 40 some odd years of fucking around and dating and stuff like that, like I've only come this close like one other time to like saying like this is the one that's getting the ring.
Yeah. Me too.
Look at you guys. You guys are bonding. This is beautiful.
I'm telling you, Matt and I together, like we should start a psychiatry firm.
No. I see what my wife has to do. She's a psychotherapist, and I don't want that smoke. I don't want that smoke.
I actually thought about going to college for psychology or psychiatry. I thought about it.
I take X-rays. I am happy in that lane. I am happy looking at
Yeah,
contrast
you
in
only
people's
you
brains.
yeah, I was
Like,
about to
I
say
don't want to have
that's
to.
the only way you want to get to their brain.
I do not want to have to explain that shit because, like, having recently started therapy myself, like, I'm already in some dark places. Like, I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to look at everybody else's dark because that's all subjective, and some of us deal in some deep dark shit.
I'm also been doing the therapy thing for a little while, and man, it's amazing, like the stuff, like when you become truly introspective with your own mind and stuff like that. It's kind of it's kind of bewildering where you find yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Off to a flyer already. I love this.
You guys are cute.
I love LeRon.
I love you, Matt.
Aw.
Aww.
Hugs.
I
Right?
like.
Bring it in, Papa.
I'm gonna live in those arms, LeRon.
I feel like.
Okay.
I feel
All
like.
right. So I have to,
Okay, so
Pat's
anybody watching the video, I just made LeRon blush. I can see it.
I'm I'm gonna ask my boyfriend, is he ready for a throuple?
So I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I doubt we can let that happen. Anyway, what's next?
Pat, Corey, did you want to add anything to what Amanda has been asking us?
I mean, I married my wife to answer how did it end for you. But no, I mean, I'm just enjoying you guys being together. This is cute.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. All right, Matt. So, well, we'll talk more after the show, but I have an idea. I have an
Okay.
idea.
All right. All right.
All right. Who wants to do this next question from Pat, did you have anything to add? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not the most attractive, so online dating is not very successful for me.
Not with that attitude, Pat.
I know, not with that attitude, dude. Come on, man.
Seriously, in my opinion, a lot of online dating it's the look. You got to look good
You're not
before
wrong.
someone even wants to read your profile.
That
If
is
you're
true.
ugly, you swipe. What is it? Left, right?
You
Left, yeah.
swipe. You swipe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But while you are correct, that's look at the just like the video games you play. Just because you meet a boss that kills you doesn't mean you give up.
No, but after paying like $50 a month,
That's true.
there's about a time where you're like, okay, this is
Yeah,
$50 I could spend somewhere else.
I could buy a video game with this. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Fortunately, dating sites are like highway robbery.
Yes. Yes, you're right. They are. But I don't want you to give up, sir.
It's okay.
Yeah. Same.
I'm proud of you, Pat. You're a handsome man.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah, I think you are too. Like I don't see anything unattractive about you.
I would do.
Yeah, that's because I'm not standing up.
Oh God, see, don't sully this.
Too late.
No, not in that sense. I'm just saying it's because a lot of my ugliness is,
Oh, yeah, but
I'm fat.
Not with that attitude.
Even with that attitude, I'm still fat.
Just attitude some abs in there. That's what I did. Just kidding. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's just
Ugh.
just I don't know. I don't have any good Pat,
Yep.
you're a handsome man.
You are.
Thank you.
Just go for it. You know?
Yep.
My wife said
All right.
yes eventually.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Oh God. Amanda, thank you once again for writing into us and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like definitely keep us in the loop of how things are going. We would love to hear more from you. All right. So who wants to read our next
I
question?
will take the next question.
Awesome.
Ooh.
If you graduated, was your degree worth it? I did graduate. I have a master's in accountancy.
Oh
Oh
my
wow.
gosh, you're a master accountant?
Yeah. Was it worth it? I only got the master's degree because I was planning on sitting for the CPA exam, and you need to have 150 credits to sit for that. And I was shy by, I think, 16 credits when I got my bachelor's degree.
Hmm.
So I decided to just kind of go back and, one more year of school, get my master's. So was it worth it? Debt wise says no, it was not. Because that master's degree doubled what I did in my bachelor's. Um, but, I feel like nowadays you can actually find a really good job without a degree,
That's
especially
true.
if you're, good with your hands, and are willing to take on some of those like harder labor intensive jobs. But to be perfectly honest, they pay more than a desk job, which is what I have. Unless you are actually like full blown management, that's your goal, then awesome,
Yeah.
but it's going to take a while before that degree starts earning for you.
Hmm.
You know something I found out recently. Oh, and real quickly, I don't have any type of college. I don't have any college degree. As a matter of fact, I didn't even go to college. So yeah, like I can't answer was the degree worth it because I don't have a degree in anything. Um, but I learned recently, and it's crazy to admit this that like I'm 48 going on 49. I learned recently that certain corporate job structures and stuff like that, you can't promote past a certain level if you do not have a college education.
No, that's true. Hmm.
Yeah, that is like I'm so angry. I'm so angry thinking about that
Yeah.
because like I mean like like if you've been working the job or the position and whatnot and you can prove the merit of your own work by doing all this stuff, who the fuck cares if you have the college degree? If you can run and manage a company, or multi-unit structures and whatnot, why the fuck do you need a degree, especially if you've been working that job for like X amount of years? Like let's just say
Mm,
let's just say like because a lot of jobs love to come at you like X, Y, and Z years of experience and stuff like that. If you've been working for this company and you've worked from the ground up with X, Y, Z and gotten the X, Y, Z years worth of experience and stuff
mm,
like that, you're telling me you're going to get gatekeeped from a new salary just because you never went to college, but
yep.
you know the inner workings of the company? That's some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Hmm.
To be perfectly honest, I probably used less than 25% of what I learned in college for what I do. Like,
See
seriously,
that.
it's bullshit. If you know how to do your job, you're fine. That's what training's for.
Hmm.
You gotta
Yeah.
understand the concepts of what your job includes. For example, if you're not too familiar with how debits and credits work, I highly don't recommend you don't become an accountant.
Yeah.
Uh, but to be perfectly, I mean, you can get trained to how to do your specific job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you all in on a little secret here. The YouTube channel got me my job. No, not college. My boss told me that.
Nice.
My boss told me that
Mhm.
specifically. So that
Ain't
was
that awesome?
it kind of is awesome. Yes. I feel like
Like the merit of your work got you your job.
Hmm.
I feel like I wasted a lot of time and money and effort.
Going the college route.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a little bit different because going to X-ray school, like I'm learning, going into healthcare outside of like trying to be a doctor seems like it's almost a trade. Like if you're going to be a nurse, nurse is like a trade. It's like a trade. Same with X-ray, same with phlebotomy, same with lab technicians. All of that, they're like trades, but instead of dealing in infrastructure, you're dealing with people. Um, and I use a lot of my degree, but my degree is diagnostic medical imaging, and that's that's what I do every day at work. But that's also a different thing. Like I didn't go for accounting, I didn't go for a master's in business, I didn't go for journalism and end up somewhere else in the corporate world, things like that. Um, like I could not get to where I am without a diagnostic medical imaging degree. It's absolutely impossible because
Yeah.
well, it's easy to look at how, if you've ever gotten an x-ray, it's easy to look at that and go, I could do that. But also even though there are so many um, measures put in place to make the x-ray technologist job super streamlined, if any of those falter, like you have to know how to fix it right on the spot. You can't just, so I have all that knowledge. It's not something you just know. It's not something you can just pick up. You can't even be taught it because you have to. The one thing I agree with, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, like college teaches you how to think, not like in a sheep sort of way, but it says like, here's a situation you can be put in. How do you tackle it? It teaches you how to ask the right questions for the situation rather than just like, oh, it's not like IKEA instructions, knob A into slot B, and all of a sudden we've built a desk that'll fall apart in 2 weeks. So like, yeah, I use my degree a lot, and I freaking love it. I take pictures that go through people. It rules. It's so much fun. And now I focus in my full-time job, I focus predominantly on brain shit. It's great.
Trying to give those people superpowers.
Super.
No, not that kind of radiation.
No gammas.
No, it's not radioactivity. It's man-made radiation. No uranium.
Isn't that worse?
No.
Oh.
Uranium's probably way worse because with X-ray, it's a controlled stream and it stops, whereas a radioactive element is constantly trying to break itself down to stability.
Mhm.
That's part of my degree.
Also, the fact that some of that radiation hits us and it just goes straight through our body, like
Yep.
we're glass.
Yep. Very true.
All right. See, we got a couple more questions. Do we keep going, or actually, we got a few more questions? Do we keep going, or
I'm good.
Okay?
Keep going.
All right. Who wants to do the next question?
I will.
I don't have the document, so I can't do any of
What?
these.
Sure you do.
Maybe I missed it. I looked at the document you sent me and I didn't see it.
Maybe that was the other one.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, this one's different.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
All right, hold on. I gotta switch windows now because I was trying to copy it. Okay. Which one are we on? The Sam via Patreon. How have you handled going through rough patches in your life? How did you find your way out? I have a friend who is going through something, though they won't tell me what it is. I don't know how to help. What helped you or would have helped?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm able to answer this question because I feel like some days I'm still like either muddling through it or still going through it.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like-
kind of the thing with rough patches. It's you feel like you're not actually doing too much with the rough patch. Like you're just stumbling through it and you're just trying to survive. Like, I feel like my life is just one giant rough patch right now.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, honestly, it's the way out is to just keep walking forward. You know,
Yeah.
it's
So the only thing I would say with regard to this is let your friend know that whatever support you can offer, they have.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
And if they reach out for that support, you have to make
yeah.
good on it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Like
If
see, and
you,
like you can say, yeah, oh no, whatever you need, I got you. And then if they call you and say, hey, can we talk? I can't right now. I'm going to see this movie and like it's about to start. I gotta go. Like that's a complete statement of maybe they're not really that important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Also, you sound like a fake fucking friend.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're, you,
you're not going to get a second chance
yeah,
out of
they
that.
won't.
I
They
can
will
tell you
never
that.
tell you
Yeah.
anything again. Um, but even if they don't open up, even if they don't talk, let them know that if they want to, they can. You will listen. You will be there. Uh, if even if they just want to just be in it, like I will always say this to people that even if you just want to be like on PSN and not playing the same game and just in complete silence, like if you just need someone, for lack of a better term, next to you, do that. Don't be afraid to just say, "Hey, I'll just hang out. We don't have to talk." Or we can talk about anything else.
Mhm.
In terms of what helps me get through the rough patch, it depends on the rough patch.
Yeah.
Like I think 80% of it is I always listen to music, and sometimes it's something old that'll be a bit of solace, but sometimes it's the act of finding something new that I love that gets me through. But that doesn't necessarily help you and your friend, because that's my tool. My tool doesn't necessarily work for LeRon or Patrick or Corey or anybody else that might listen. Um, but
No, it's what you said. Honestly, just let your friend know, not just with your words, but with your actions, that you're there.
mhm,
You
Mm-hmm.
know, if they don't want to talk to you, don't force them to talk to you. But just being in the same room can sometimes be just enough. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or this is something that would have helped me a lot of the time. And like when I was going through my divorce, if I had had a friend do this, I probably would have been a lot I probably would have been a lot easier to deal with for people that were friends with me while I was married the first time. Um, but like if you're in a situation where you can just go over to the friend's house, say, "Hey, I was in the neighborhood. Um, I was just thinking we could hang out." If you're not, that's cool. We don't have to do anything. But like, or a really good trick, if you're a wine drinker or a beer drinker, bring a six pack and say, "Hey, just wanted to hang out."
Mm-hmm.
No stakes, no like I'm not demanding you talk about this. Find ways to like insert yourself consensually. Wow, that's a anyway.
I know
Find
that
find
sounded like it was loaded.
right, yeah. That's not what I'm saying, but find ways to just be around and be helpful rather than just saying it. And sometimes they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll need it," but then they'll never actually call. Knock on their door if you're able to. Just say, "Hey, you okay? I was gonna go get some food. You want to come along? Oh, look, I was thinking you might want to hang out and have a couple beers. Or I got this bottle of wine we can drink. Or I got this food, like, hey, let's eat." You know, that's a good way to just comfort somebody rather
Yeah.
than just saying, "Hey, tell me your problems. I want to hear everything." Because sometimes the hardest thing to do is talk about it. I know, like if I'm going through something, which I have a lot this year, or this past year, uh, the hardest thing for me is to actually verbalize it for my partner. And it frustrates her, it frustrates me, and nothing makes it any easier. But we found ways to like just show like support, and that's what you do. And like Pat said, do it with your actions, not with your words.
Mm-hmm.
Pat's 100% correct with that.
Yeah, that's I wish people did that with me.
Dude, if I where do you live, Patrick?
Wisconsin.
Crap. I can't do
Yep.
it. I mean,
That's a little far for me too.
Corey, you're close.
I'm
You're basically
close.
It's about a 6-hour drive for you, Corey.
Yeah, I can drive up there. Sure.
Yeah, take 3 monsters, go see Pat. No, no, but if honestly, like if I was in the same place as any of you three and I knew you were having a hard time, that's exactly how I would try and help. Be like, hey, got a few minutes? You wanna hang out? Oh, you fine? That's fine too. I'll go home. But like, hey, if you need anything, let me know.
Like, hey, you want to go to the strip club?
I wouldn't do that.
No?
No, I wouldn't do that.
I feel like that would make it worse.
That
honestly,
that seems like a way to push people more insularly by putting them in a situation where they can act out, you know?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on if you know the person or not.
Fair. That's that valid.
Like, if you know that a guy getting slapped with titties in their face would make them happy, then maybe that's just what you gotta do.
You're right. Read the room. That's what
Mm-hmm. Read the room.
Corey, anything you have that?
I mean, I would say, as someone who's gone through some shit, the one thing I wish I would have had at the time, at least. Now I've gotten this after, right? But like, I wish I would have had someone at the time who would have just been there, you know. And it was really difficult to get through alone. And I mean, if you don't want to pry, if you don't want to, you know, just let them know that you're going to be there for them if they need to talk, or if they need to not talk, if they want to play a game or watch, hang out and do nothing, right? I mean, that knowing someone is there is like it's a lot, you know. So I wish somebody would have been there.
The only thing I probably had to add to this conversation is as far as how I've handled going through rough patches in my life, actually having like people to talk to and being able to support me, that's helped me out a lot. Um, I at one point in my life I would have said like I'm a person that doesn't try to get down the dumps or depressive about like situations I'm in, but as I've gotten older and a little bit more mature and stuff like that, I do realize that I do go into a headspace that basically like looks and feels like depression if it doesn't just mimic it altogether and stuff like that. And so like I've had to like I've started learning to do mental exercises and stuff like that to try and like I always try to look for the positives in things, and and I've never one of those people. I'm never one of those people that turn around and say like, oh, like I'm being tested, because of something that I'm going through right now. I think what's probably helped me out in my rough patches is like just realizing I'm going through the rough patch, and then trying to find like solutions that keep me from like spiraling. Now that's not easy to do for any individual, and I feel like I'm always at a battle of wills with myself and things of that nature. So it can be a struggle in itself. But at the same time, I know like it's not always going to be forever. Like or normally I will find the solution to get out of my situation or my predicament. That's about the best I can answer that one for myself.
I dig.
But definitely everything that my partners here have said, beforehand, like everything as far as like what you can do to support your friends and your loved ones in situations when it's getting rough or bad for them. All right, let's
I'll
see.
take the next one.
All right.
This is from Yari. What character was your sexual awakening?
Oh boy.
Corey, you're up first. You spoke first.
Oh god. So where are we going with this here? Huh? Are we going
What character was your sexual awakening?
what
That's
kind of
what
character?
you have. Doesn't matter.
Oh god, he's about to say a cartoon character.
Good.
Oh, I don't.
If it's fucking Gadget from Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, this podcast
Hey,
is over.
hey, 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 hey.
Don't shame.
Hey.
Don't shame.
You watch it.
I'm not shaming.
You shut
I'm
your
not
dirty whore
shaming
mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Although I already made the thumbnails for this episode, and it is Lola Bunny on the front.
Nice.
That was not mine. I mean, it was one of mine, but it was not the first one. I'm gonna say Topanga from Boy Meets World.
That's a good
That's
one.
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Then later Angela, actually, in that show.
All right.
Oh my god, dude. Angela is secretly the hottest girl in that entire show. So
I mean, that was actually a woman on that show. Like she was
I know she was like 8 years older than anybody else on that show.
Yeah, like while those kids were teenagers, she was actually an adult. Like she could drink alcohol.
Yeah.
That's why her and Sean never kissed in the first couple, like the first season she was on the show, was because he was underage and it would be awkward.
I never put that together, even though I knew like she was an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pat.
Mine was Sandra Bullock. I know she's not a character, but you can take Speed was one of them. Demolition Man was another one.
Demolition Man, Taco Bell.
Like
all I could think of was Key and Peele, the valet sketch, going Bullocksies. I love it.
yeah, but no, like I had the hots for Sandra Bullock. Like if there was a magazine with her on it, I would get it. I still have the hots for Sandra Bullock.
I mean, who doesn't? The oddly, the nanny, even though I didn't really watch the show, she was oddly like super.
Oh, Fran Drescher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fran Drescher, yeah, Fran Drescher, like.
Yeah, Fran Drescher was kind of a smoke show. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was like a hot take or not, but
no, not at all. Not at all.
So,
PC Muscle Race.
The hold on, the last one.
Okay.
The last one. The only reason why I watched a horror movie was for Jennifer Love Hewitt.
What? I know you did last time. Yeah.
It's the only reason why I went out of my way to watch that. And then she ended up in an episode of Boy Meets World, which was also incredible.
Wait, why don't I remember that? Because I've seen every episode of Boy Meets World. Why don't I remember that?
Because she was in the episode where it was like a Halloween episode. It was like right around the time that movie came out.
Okay. All right. I really don't remember that. I've seen every episode of that show because Boy Meets World is one of my favorite shows. Okay. So my sexual awakening probably has to be Tiffany Amber Thiessen from Saved by the Bell.
It's another good one.
Yeah. Yeah, like any of the sexual awakenings I had like started with her and then just progressed. I don't even know what my first like male crush / sexual awakening is. I feel like I feel like I have like ADD when it comes to the male sex.
Sure.
Like I can't go that far back and think of who it may have been back in the day. Nope, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I just know that somewhere like not too soon after the whole Tiffany Amber Thiessen and like I began like starting to figure myself out. Like there was a male awakening. I just did not know. I just did not remember who. It probably wasn't even like a celebrity. So yeah, like Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, you a basic bitch.
Have you met LeRon?
All the girls on Saved by the Bell were lookers. They were.
Yeah.
But, there was something about like Elizabeth Berkley's character that Jessie that she was too much
Elizabeth
of a
Elizabeth Berkley was too much Jesse Spano.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas
And I love Lark Varese, Lisa Turtle. Like, yeah, she was definitely like a close competitor with Kelly and stuff like that. And even the bonus like women that were on that show, you know, because Tiffany was it wasn't they thought the show was winding down when it was doing so, like she'd already like found other work and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so she was replaced by a character. And then everybody remembers Leah Remini was on for like a little while, you know, all the stuff like that. Yeah, every woman on that show was great. Even Screech's girlfriend, because like even though like they dolled her up to look like a nerd and stuff like that, when you see what she actually looked like, you know, without the makeup and stuff, it was like, wow, even she's pretty.
So I can honestly say the minute I knew I was straight, was
He was straight.
like it was honestly it was When I Think of You by Janet Jackson, that video.
Oh,
I was like,
good one.
I'm like, I love her. Like I think Janet Jackson was my first actual crush. But then like also everybody seems to sleep on this Myra from Family Matters.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, that actress. I know she passed.
Yeah.
Also, anybody remember the show Hey Dude?
No, not really.
Brad from Hey Dude, played by Kelly Brown. That's my basic ass bitch one. Like, because there's not much interesting about her. But for some reason, her in that show just did it for me. And then when I figured out I wasn't 100% like a straight dude, Gael Garcia Bernal in Bad Education.
I gotta look that one up.
Gael Garcia Bernal, Bernal. That man can get it.
Which show?
Bad Education. It's a movie.
Oh wait! This is the dude in Cassandra.
Yeah.
Oh what? Yeah.
Right.
That's a sexy man.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all can have your Oscar Isaacs. Y'all can have your.
Hey, Poe Dameron can get it.
I'm not saying you can have it. You can. I'm not. I mean, you can have your Mark Ruffalo's. I'm taking Bernal.
Actually, you know what?
Day.
You know what? It's probably gonna be Indiana Jones for me. There was something about like Harrison Ford in his prime. Oh my Jesus!
I see that now. I didn't see that then.
Yeah.
I also have to shout out 10 Things I Hate About You. The movie.
What, Julia Stiles?
I mean, Julia Stiles, the sister. I mean, even
I've always had a crush on her. Even though for the most part it seemed like back then she always used to play like just nothing but bitches.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, I'll take it. I'm enjoying it. I'm picking up what she's putting down. The dance scene in the house
when they're doing shots. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You mean when Hypnotized by Biggie came on?
Yeah.
Was it the woman or the music, Corey?
Yes.
Yes. Man.
But getting back to you mentioned Jennifer Love Hewitt, like the final scenes of the movie, the terrible ass movie Can't Hardly Wait, when she's in it, she does look absolutely stunning in that movie. We're just sitting here objectifying people at this point, but
Yeah, I mean, but the question basically like makes us do it, you know, like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Well,
I'm not doing the second. I'm not doing the
Yari also has a second question. What 3 Pokemon would you smash? No explanation necessary.
as in Smash Bros. Yeah,
I
I've got
don't know.
3, but
I don't know.
if this is
No.
Smash, I think they're talking about, then no.
Oh no, that's so. I'm
No.
gonna say this. I don't know enough Pokemon to actually pick the ones I'd smash, but I do love me some Snorlax.
You got to pick the ones with the things in the name. You got your Machoke, you got your Squirtle, and you got your Lickitung. Okay.
All right, that was easy.
That's my answer. That's my answer.
I am dovetailing. Yes,
but I just learned something new about Corey though, because Machoke.
You can Machoke my licky tongue till I squirtle. I mean,
Yeah. See, Matt gets it.
Oh man,
and that will make me Snorlax. Thank you. Wrapped it all up.
Don't forget, Ditto will be whatever you want it to be.
This is true.
And you get a couple.
I mean, Diglett looks like a fun time, especially if you were like checking out the glitches from the recent Pokemon game from.
It's now the Wiglet, the one that really looks like a penis.
I mean, you know, Doug Trio gets down. That's all.
Oh man. All right. Well,
the thing about Pokemon is I only know the names from the Smosh videos where they do honest Pokemon, where they have like Mr. Mime.
Smash, not Smosh.
Yeah, I know. Just, but they made fun of all of the Pokemon like by names. Like Mr. Mime is, hi, I'm a registered sex offender. They called one Venus Dick Trap.
God.
Yeah.
Yep. Weeping Bell.
I'm not sure which name's more appropriate.
I just realized, like, it's not just a sausage party; it's a sausage quartet tonight. I just realized that. This is a first for After Dark, isn't it?
I don't know. Sure.
This is a first. This is the first one.
I swear we've done all 4 of us.
I'm pretty sure I've been on
all four dudes. You sure?
Yeah, because I remember we made comments that every time Steph's not around, we get a little too wild.
Yeah.
That was with a fourth, though.
Yeah,
that was a fourth.
I think Matt was
around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to go through the I'm not going to go through the archives. You say
sure
if you guys say so.
Matt's the only man we invite in on the.
I'm pretty sure
he's the extra hole. Is that what you're trying to say?
Matt comes in to fill the holes that are needed.
I'm pretty sure there was one where we went really hard on a human centipede joke.
Too. Yeah, we did. We were really hard.
I remember that. Oh my god, I remember that now. Jeez,
I don't remember that. I don't even remember what we talked about last week. So, man, good times, everybody. Good.
Yeah.
Are there any more questions?
There's one more question. It's basically what's our favorite cocktail?
Easy. Slam dunk.
I gotta say a Moscow Mule.
Moscow or mezcal?
Oh, both actually.
Okay.
I tried a mezcal mule recently, and I was very impressed.
Back when I did actually have drinks, I would say it was Sex on the Beach.
Sex on the Beach is underrated.
Sand gets everywhere. I don't like Sex on the Beach.
No, the cocktail, not.
I know. I
see what you did there.
Being a
rapscallion. But like, I feel like I really like margaritas a lot. It's not my favorite, but like they get sort of lumped in with like Sex on the Beach as like people who are just turning 21 and that's what they drink. Sex on the Beach is a damn fine cocktail. It is a good time. But yeah, I like Sex on the Beach. Corey, did you have one?
No, but that drink Stephanie ordered for me at PAX was very tasty.
What did she order you?
I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? What was it?
I don't
It
know.
was
It was
it
purple.
was like a gin something.
I
don't know. It was one of those fruity drinks, but not a martini.
All I know is juicy on top and real strong on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's how I like it.
A drink with a power bottom is a good time.
Jesus Christ.
No, see, this is where these are the bars that I hang out at. They're like, I'll give you a drink. You like that? It's a power bottom. I'm like, and I'm still 100% certain they're fucking with me, but like I've heard other people mention it too. But so mine is an old fashioned. I am a
Bro, you need to come to Wisconsin.
why?
We are the state. That is like our state drink. Is the brandy old fashioned?
I thought it was cheese. That you just put cheese in a cup.
But this is
shot
drink.
glass.
Mm-hmm.
Garnish with
I
nachos.
mean, you think it's beer, but it's actually moved on to brandy old fashioned.
Sets up at the bar, just like, yeah, some whiz on the rocks, please.
Oh my god!
And then and then are you? And then they ask, "Do you mean cheese or Mountain Dew?" Whiz on the rocks, get it? But no. So a brandy old fashioned. I've never had one of those.
It's a Wisconsin delicacy. Never had one myself because I don't drink, but anymore. But my friends they swear by them.
Now, other than that, I'm either a beer or a Scotch guy. So
Matt bought me beer once.
I did. You enjoyed it too.
I did.
You were like, huh, Matt and Moose talking about beer on this show. Now I know what they're talking about.
It's because Matt picked them out for me. He handpicked them.
I did.
I felt
myself too. No, I did not brew them. If I brewed them, they would have turned out way worse.
It's okay. I forgive you for something you didn't do.
This is starting to sound like it's about to get bitter.
Bitter.
Aw.
I feel like we got all our bitter energy on my first guest appearance back.
Yeah.
First guest appearance here. I feel like we got all of that out. That was therapeutic.
Yeah.
I feel like it was for both of us.
I thought I was gonna die.
Why?
I was nervous.
Corey, you weren't even mad at Matt for anything.
Yeah.
Like I remember. I can remember every After Dark show that Corey has gotten like emotional like that on, and that night there was nothing even angry about what was going on that night. So I don't understand.
I mean, and seeing the thing is with that, it was, I think both of us expected, and I'm saying this from my point of view, like I expected some animosity from the other end, even though I didn't have any. And I feel like Corey did as well, even though he didn't have any. And when we realized that, oh, we don't really have any anger built up here, who'd have thunk? All we had to do was have a conversation.
Yeah. Who knew talking it out would solve the problem?
No. Yeah.
Or the non-existent problem.
Yeah.
That's why I love you, Matt.
Likewise, bro.
Wonder if that works with wives.
Well, I'm not going to say it won't, but I'm not going to guarantee you it will either.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Because, yeah, like I've hit a place. I'm not really going to go into it because it's not appropriate, but
sure it is.
No, not like appropriate versus like inappropriate, but just like
No,
respect for my marriage
I'm glad
partnership.
you clarified.
But like trying to talk it out can be the worst thing to do depending on the time you try.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yep. That's why I just shove it in, lock it up,
Don't do that.
and
Mm-mm.
like this.
See now I will say this just as noticing differences in situations. Like I'm assuming you have parents or she has parents that you guys trust with your children, yeah?
We'll say yes for the sake of this conversation.
Okay. Sure. That's again, it's not there that sort of it sort of eliminates my point. But like if you say like, "Hey, I would like to really take time and talk some things out because I think we need it. Can we drop the kids off with grandma and grandpa for a little bit and you and I like go for a meal or something like that and just try and see that's hard for us because we only have one grandparent in the vicinity that we trust with our child.
Yeah.
And when my mother-in-law is off, we like to make sure that she's completely off because she helps out a lot here, and it's too much to ask for her to have her day off running around after my 1-year-old. Although I will say this, it was nice to get to show him to you guys earlier today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah, that was really cool, actually.
Even though it was to say like, hey, I might not make it for this because this guy's still up.
This guy.
Yeah.
I get it. I've been there.
Yeah, no, I know.
Been there twice.
Yeah.
Third time it's not mine. So
We shall see.
oh man, I'm gonna go cry now if it's mine.
All right, well, everyone.
Okay, so we're gonna end this. We're gonna start, and then we're gonna start nerds, or we're gonna start Boss Rush After Dark, Maury Povich edition, and we're gonna go till 5.
You guys will go till 5. I'm gonna go right to bed.
Yeah, I got to get ready to. I gotta get ready for bed.
Matt,
This is
strap
the
in. We're
longest
about to
we've
do
gone.
another.
All right, cool.
Not strap on. Actually,
You don't know what's going on down here. You don't know.
Actually,
You don't know. You can't see down here.
You're two boys. Y'all don't need strap-ons.
Depends on what you're into.
I mean, if you're gonna be basic about it, you don't. But like,
What about some old timey, good old fashioned DP there, LeRon? You gotta have two.
yeah.
If there's only two of us, some we gotta have one alternative.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. All right. That's a wrap for tonight's episode. I want to go ahead and
We're
thank
making
everyone
LeRon
out there who's-
uncomfortable.
No, not so much uncomfortable. More like making me realize there's something I gotta do.
Did LeRon just have an awakening?
I think so.
My boyfriend's already gone to bed, so it's whatever.
It's transactional at this point.
Yeah, for real. We want to go ahead and thank everyone out there that's been watching or listening to tonight's episode of Boss Rush After Dark. Just remember, this is the alternative topical podcast show for adults on the Boss Rush Network. If you enjoyed our show, please go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating and a nice review on podcast services, or even subscribe to the YouTube channel and like our video. Again, everything you do helps us out with discoverability and visibility for all of our content. So, on behalf of my friends here tonight, Matt, Corey, Pat, thank you guys. Like it's always fun, and I could not do this without you guys.
Sure, you could.
No, I couldn't. I could not. I could not. I could not
It just
talk to
wouldn't be as
myself.
fun.
I think you could.
I could not talk to myself and make it a podcast show.
The free episode this week is me by myself.
That attitude.
What? You recorded Power Block solo?
No, the After Dark. I recorded an After Dark by myself.
You did? When?
A couple weeks ago. because we needed an episode and I didn't want to bother anybody.
What now? Like, wait, was this during PAX?
It was the week after PAX.
Why did you? Never mind.
Why did you call me? I would
Listen to it and find out why he did it.
Like, why didn't you say something?
It's the episode that goes out tomorrow, actually, for free.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
It's mostly about how depressed I was from leaving my friends, but it's okay.
Oh boy, that's gonna be deep. Shoot. All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and say goodnight. You guys be safe out there. Just remember, always be supportive of your friends and your loved ones whenever they need somebody. Even
Be a
if they
good
don't
bra.
realize they need-
Be supportive.
Be a good bra. Be a good bra. Also, like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there in a dating world and things like that. You know, love makes things happen, and you never know where you're gonna find love at. So there you go. We love you guys. You have a good night. And remember, keep those questions coming to us. Email us at bossrushafterdark@gmail.com or tweet us at Boss Rush Network or at Boss Rush Podcast. Throw your questions in Discord and leave comments on our YouTube and our audio channels. We love you. Take care. Happy.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Kiel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.